This poem is from my first collection, The Heel of Bernadette, that I wrote in my 20s. And I was interested then in the subject of hunger, from fasting saints to anorexic girls, to hunger artists, the older phenomena, starving in fairgrounds, for example. I spent a long time reading around this subject, and eventually this person and this poem emerged. Form. For some time, I have been starving myself, and not in the interest of fashion, but because it is something to do and I do it well. I'm writing this as my only witness has been the glass on the wall. Someone must know what I've done, and there's no one to tell. Commitment is the main thing. After this, the emptiness, the hunger isn't a sacrifice, but a tool. I found I was gifted, good, and full of my vocation, sat or stood at the mirror, just watching my work take shape, conform to my critical eye. Or would lie supine, stomach shrinking, contracting, perfecting its concave line. Each day gave a little more, depth to the shallows of the temples, definition to the cheek, contrast to the clavicle, the ankle bone, the rib, the raised X-ray perception of my feet. But one night I dressed and went for a walk and felt a latent contamination of eyes from windows and cars. I'd been feeling strange, somehow encased, the hollow rush of my own breath, like tides in the shell of my own head. A woman passed and I saw myself in her glance, her expression blank as a future. The next day I woke to double vision, everything suddenly terribly clear, only twinned. My hearing too was distracted. I sipped some water and retched. My speech, when I tested, has stretched to a distant slur like a voice from behind a door. I would think I was losing my mind if it wasn't behind all this from the start. Tonight there's an almost imperceptible buzzing in my bones, like the sound of electric razors, a lawnmower several gardens down. I worry that they're crumbling under my skin, dissolving like aspirin. I worry that my bones are caving in. When I sit, my joints begin to set. I try to stand and I'm hit by a shift in gravity, the point where an aircraft lifts and enters flight. And I think my sight is burning out. I think it is losing its pupil heart. Objects are calmly vacating their outlines, colours slowly absorbing the dark. In my dream, the shovels uncover a hair, preserved in its form, its self-shaped lair, and I'm travelling in. There is no going back.